All right, today is Monday, October 1st. Let's dive into this recap and let's talk about what we have been seeing today. Today has been an start of a brand new week, and it is the start of a brand new month, October. Welcome. Welcome to one of my favorite months. It's a very exciting month. It's a very profitable month. Outside of stock trading, it's one of my favorite months. Fall. I absolutely love it. But we have been seeing a pretty active start to this month as well. We have not seen any sort of giant supernova breakout, but it has been pretty active. We saw IGC get some nice climbs. We saw NBEV get some nice climbs. We saw NEO1 get some nice climbs. Let's break down some of these plays and let's talk about them. The best thing to do when you see a breakout, the best thing to do when you see a top gainer is to figure out why it is a top gainer. Study the characteristics of a top gainer. Go over all the top gainers. Not only are you learning, but you're also gaining confidence in your trading. Right now, IGC, what we're looking at this exact moment is for a break up through $8. We're looking for this stock to break up through $8. We're looking for this stock to get a nice climb. Break of $8, we should be running up to $8.10. $8.10 will hold up as a little bit of resistance, but if we break $8.10, we should be seeing upwards around $8.25, and then by that point, it should be seeing the high of the day. IGC, this stock has been a stock that we have been talking about for nearly every single day now, and it's been in our morning newsletter nearly every single day. IGC, as you guys have right here, this stock is just not quitting and is looking to run up today, as we have seen a $6 climb so far over the past 2 weeks. This stock has been having another gap up this morning, and we may see a $10 touch sometime this week. This is a 26 million in float stock with a lot of eyes on this play, and as you can see, it's a very consistent play. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This stock is consistently moving on up, so it is hitting our alert over on our alert box. And if you guys, of course, I just started this video, but we were talking about buying shares in the low 780s, buying 500 shares in the 790s, buying at the break of $8. And now there we go. There's our sell target we were just talking about at $8.15. So if you guys are interested on this, and of course, just want to make sure. So there you guys can see right there, sell target just hit at $8.15. Just want to drag this over for a second. You guys see on our alert box over here, we put this one in at 10:23. And again, it's 10:31 at this time. So we've been a 3 for 4 on our alerts today. 3 for 4 on our alerts, not too shabby. And again, IGC, awesome play right there for that nice $8 break and for activity come on in right up through around that 8.15 mark. And if you're saying, Dek, why are you not buying them on the stock right now? Why are you not making money? I'm having problems with my TD Ameritrade account. I tried to trade already, and it just has not allowed me to get in on my plays. I think IGC, as I've been saying, is the best play overall today. I think this stock has the most potential out of all the plays today, and this is the one that I've been talking about throughout the whole entire morning. IGC is an absolute beaut, and this could definitely continue to move on up. So I do want to see how much higher this is going to climb, but let's just talk about this last alert. What I just talked about, what we just saw, and how did I know that was going to happen? So let's break this down real quick. IGC, this stock. Let me go over it one more time. This stock is just not quitting. It's looking for a run up today, as we have seen a $6 climb over the past 2 weeks. This stock is having another gap up this morning, and we may be seeing upwards around $10 sometime throughout this week. This is a 26 million in float stock with a lot of eyes on it, and this is looking to be a very consistent play. This is not a play that spikes very hard. It's not a stock that's going to come up to $8 and shoot all the way up to $8.50. It's a stock that's going to come up to $8 and it's going to go to $8.10 and come back down towards around $8.05 and then go up to $8.15 and then fall back down to $8 and then go up to $8.15 and then go to $8.05, but then go up to $8.20 and then come back down to $8.10 and then go up towards around $8.25 and then come back down to $8.05 and then go back up to $8.15 and then $8.10 and then $8.30 and then $8.20. But it's like progressively moving on up. That's the type of play that IGC is. And as you can see, that's basically what the stock is doing right now. And that's what we like to call building an uptrend. The stock is not going to just shoot straight up, but it is going to have more buyers than sellers, what it looks like at this moment. So how did I know IGC was going to be a nice play right here? How did I know IGC was going to continue to move on up? How did I know IGC was going to be a stock? If we saw the stock break $8, we're going to come up towards around the high of the day. And that's for a couple of different reasons. This is a very consistent play. This stock went on a nice red to green move this morning. As you guys could see, dropped, went red on the day, crossed its open, going green on the day, and now spiking on up. Now, I know, again, statistically, or not statistically, the textbook definition on a red to green move is the previous close. I always like to just do it off the open. And we could see the stock, go on a nice rip. We could see the stock go on a nice run. We could see the stock go on a nice climb. That was an absolute beautiful play if you wanted to buy the stock at the break of $8, at the break of the open for a nice volume push and for the stock to continue to move. That's great. But if you were not in on that, what did we have to wait for? We had to wait for some sort of consolidation. We had to wait for some sort of U-shaped pattern. We had to wait for some sort of pullback. And that's what this all was. Now, if we look at some of the best top gainers, SAEX, this stock went from $8 all the way up to $31. This happened at around 10.15. And if we look at ALT, this stock went on a good $30 climb. This started spiking at around 10 o'clock. And then EDRY last week went from $8 all the way up towards around $14.50. And this one spiked around that 10.15-ish mark as well. So what did we start seeing spike at around 10 o'clock? NEON, this was a play I want to talk about. But also IGC started forming, a very nice little U-shaped pattern. The stock went on a nice rip. It came back down, started forming consolidation, and now it's, slowly making higher lows. It's slowly trying to move on up. It's slowly trying to, get a nice climb right here. So this was a play. And, what I would like to see is what? A nice U-shaped pattern to get a nice rip. Now, is this a clear-cut U-shaped pattern? No, but you could see a nice spike. Stock comes on down. It's starting to build higher lows. And, what I ultimately want to see is like something like that, right? Where the stock will kind of just keep moving sideways across the board. And then, we get a nice breakout, up on through. So, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying IVC is not going to be a straight up mover. It's going to consolidate. It's going to take its time. But I do think it'll slowly build up higher lows. Regardless, I think this was a great entry right here at the break of $8 for a quick 15-cent scalp right up towards $8.15 on 150 bucks. If you have 1,000 shares, $8 break up to $8.15, 150 bucks in less than a minute. Hey, that's not a bad, that's not a bad job right there. So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for consolidation, U-shaped pattern, a lot of activity, a lot of hype has been moving in at 10 o'clock, and the break of $8 at around this 10 o'clock area or a little bit after 10 o'clock is where I expected to at least get, a nice 20-cent rip. And sometimes all you need is a 20-cent rip to really enjoy your day. If you have a big account, you could be buying 2,000-3,000 shares, and a 20-cent rip could be upwards around $600. If you have a little bit of a smaller account and you can only afford 1,000 shares, hey, you know what? The stock goes from $8 to $8.20. You make 200 bucks. You have a little bit of a smaller account from there. You can only afford 500 shares, and the stock goes from $8 to $8.20. That's absolutely fine as well. You can make a quick 100 bucks. It's absolutely fine. I always say try to at least get 500 shares. If you can't get at least 500 shares, you may want to sit out a little bit. But, if you guys do have a bigger account, it's sometimes just that easy cash. Now, this one is, an $8 stock and maybe a little bit more pricey. Not really that pricey, but a little bit more pricey if you have a smaller account. So what was the other opportunity we had today? The other opportunity we had today was NEON. And NEON, this stock was a stock on our watch list. And why was this stock on our watch list? Well, you can see the stock is up 1,127%. Holy smokes, what is going on here? Well, not really anything, to be honest. It's a reverse stock split. So the stock's not really up 1,127%. It had a reverse stock split this morning, which changes the price of a stock, but Trade Ideas doesn't register that yet. So that's why it says it's up 1,121%. But the best spikers, as you know, we already went over. SAEX, $20 rip. ALT, $30 rip. These plays had reverse stock splits. Even last week, ONTX had a reverse stock split, and this stock went from $8 all the way up to $11.30. So we had a reverse stock split this morning, right? We had a reverse stock split this morning on NEON. And what do we have on NEON now? A lot of traders are going to say, hey, ALT went on a nice spike. Hey, SAEX went on a nice spike. Hey, ONTX went on a nice spike. They all spiked around 10 o'clock. Guess what time this started moving on up? 10:02. So you could see NEON, we had a buy alert on this for the $4 break. And right when it broke $4, I know a ton of people got in on this. The stock spiked on up, and then it got up to a high of 475 before coming back on down. So that was an awesome play. That was the one I was trying to get in at $4. I was trying to get in at $4, $4.10, $4.15, $4.20, $4.30, and then it got halted. It went all the way up to $4.75 before coming back on down, and I just couldn't never get filled on it. I just could not get filled on that play, which was just like, why am I not getting filled on this? But NEON, again, that was the good money maker for a lot of you guys today. Where NEON 75 bucks right here, 175, 100, 390, 175, 104, 200, 625, 360. 422, $1,200, 62 bucks, 250, 160. So you could see, that Neon was a great play with a lot of you guys for the $4 break, which is absolutely great. And why did we play that one? Reverse stock split. Top gainers of last week were all reverse stock splits. So we're going to carry out with that momentum on the reverse stock splits as well. IGC is actually having a nice little pullback right now. We'll see how low this is going to go before it gets a nice bounce play. Right now, as you guys can see, we do not have any sort of alerts that are active. So no active alerts at this time. Our last alert was $8 to $8.15 on IGC, and we're just going to sit pretty right now. We have not seen a giant breakout yet today, but we are seeing an active morning. IGC still being an active morning. NBEV this morning went on a nice red to green move. The same exact thing IGC. Look at the pattern. Look at the pattern on IGC from this morning. IGC drop, break of the open, nice spike. It went from $8 all the way up to $8.36. That could be quick, easy money. Same exact thing on NBEV, guys. You look over on NBEV, red to green move. One of my favorite, if not my favorite pattern. Drop at the open, break of the open. This went from 693 all the way up to 735. Nice red to green move right there. Crack of the trend line to start coming back on down a little bit, but it's slowly trying to move on up right now. Like this one is slowly trying to move on up. This one's trying to slowly build higher lows. Same exact thing kind of IGC is doing. NBEV, it's not really getting any sort of breakouts, but it's trying to hold this trend line. It's actually getting a little weak right now, but it's trying to hold this trend line and move on up. This is an active start to October. We're seeing a good volume. We're seeing good activity. We're seeing, decent profits right here, but we're not seeing any sort of breakout. We're not seeing NBEV go from $5 and shoot all the way up to $10. We're not seeing ALT run, $30. We're not seeing SAEX go on this giant run. We're not seeing, TLRY go on, a $300 run. We're not seeing something like that. At the start of this October right here, we are seeing good activity. There's traders in the market. People are excited to trade, but at the same time, we're not seeing everyone collectively on the same play, which is taking volume away from certain stocks, which is making resistance lines stronger, which isn't allowing stocks to go on those big supernova rips. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you can break it down and think about it more in a psychological aspect. Stock traders are what move stocks. People buy stocks, they go on up. People sell stocks, they move on down. So you can think about this as two different reasons. One, why are we not getting those giant breakouts right now? Well, we can think about it how we just said it, where we have a couple different plays. We have IGC, we have NBV, we had as well AMRN. AMRN's been doing great. The stock has been moving on up. It's starting to rainbow a little bit, but that stock came out with positive outcomes and met its endpoints last week, and that's been doing great. So traders are over here. So NBEV, IGC, AMRN. We had some people over on OGEN today. We had some people over on SYN, the previous top gainer on Friday. So it's been a little spread out. If we have 100 people, 20 people are on one stock, 10 people are on another stock, 5 people are on another stock, 35 people are on another stock, 15 people are on another stock, 20 people are on another stock. Guess what? You're not going to have as much, power. We'll have much more power if 90 people are on one stock and we had, maybe 3 on another one, 2 on another one, 5 on another one, right? So, right now it's pretty spread out. Why else are we not seeing those giant breakout supernovas? It's a brand new month. It's a brand new start of the week. People don't want to start the brand new month red. People don't want to start the brand new week red. So a lot of people are a little bit more hesitant. Hesitant of, okay, I don't know if I should buy here yet. Okay, I'm just going to sit out on this one. Or, hey, I'm going to stay small today because, it's not seeing as many big time breakouts. What did I say to you guys this morning? Hey, you maybe stay a little bit on the smaller side. You don't want to get caught up in a possible play if it's not going to be great. So maybe stay on a little bit of the smaller side. So if you're staying a little smaller and I'm staying a little smaller and she and he is staying a little smaller and everyone, some other traders staying a little smaller. And on top of that, maybe people are a little bit more hesitant. On top of that, people are a little bit more spread out. On top of that, what does that make? Hesitation means people aren't buying. Hesitation means people aren't buying, so stocks aren't moving. If stocks aren't moving, people are going to lock in profits, which means people are going to be selling. If people are selling, it means stocks are going to fall, which means more shorters could hop in on momentum, which means resistance lines would be stronger if stocks even do come on up, right? Think about it all in that aspect as well. You could break down it in a stock trading way. You can break it down in a psychological way, understanding why the stocks may not be moving the way they are or the way they you want them to be. Still active, still hot, still profitable. But we do want to be able to break this market down and understand why stocks are moving the way they are. It's been a hot day. IGC, great rips. NBEV, great rips. NEON, great rips. I haven't been able to trade because TD Ameritrade's just giving me some issues. It happens. I'm happy the team was able to bank. I'm happy to see you guys make some money. I do have full funds. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to trade. I'm ready to attack. October is going to be fun. Made $12,000 last month. I'm excited to see what this month's going to be bringing. But there's definitely going to be a lot of opportunity coming up this month. There's going to be a lot of opportunity coming up this month. There's going to be a ton of opportunity in November, hands down, my favorite month to trade. And then we get into the end of the year in December and the start of the brand new year in January. Doesn't get much better, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get fun. It's going to get exciting. So make sure you guys are ready for it. So with that being said, right now, if you guys wanted to look at the last little plays right here, what do we have? ALT trying to come on up. Again, this stock is just getting a bounce play. It ran $32, fell $32. Now it's just bouncing back on up. That's why that one's trying to move on up. Still profitable. Again, just more, bouncing on up. IGC trying to get back above $8. As I talked about, slow and steady. Not going to be a spiker. It's going to have multiple dips, multiple climbs. Just, by the end of the day, you want it slowly moving on up and hopefully be hitting some new highs. Same exact thing over on NBEV. That stock is crossing the trend line, but let's see if it could U-shape on up and hopefully get a little bit of activity towards it. Great start to the week. Very exciting stuff. And again, we're only heating up, guys. This is going to get a lot hotter, a lot better, a lot more fun. And it's already, a great time right now. We have been seeing $30 rips last week, and I'm sure we're going to see some big rips this week and this month as well. So get ready for it. And I'm excited to see what this month brings.